What I got?
We're recording.
We're recording. Okay, well, first off, thanks for coming, and let's get the requirements for the class out of the way. All right, so if you'll pan over this way, can you see or hold your hand? There's, you may have to stand up. There's Lynette over there. There's Rahama down there. There's Sheila over there, and back the other way is Miss Melissa. So we have two attorneys, 3 paralegals, and I'm off and running.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, camera person. I forgot Jen.
Recording.
Okay, so we've seen that I've got my 5 people in the room. So what I want to do is start talking to you about something that is near and dear to my heart or back, which is skin cancer. Okay, basically I'm a skin cancer survivor, meaning that when they cut the skin cancer out of my back, I had nothing left at the margins, and I am, quote, cancer-free. Doesn't mean I am free from having to deal with it the rest of my life, because every 6 months I have to go strip down in front of a dermatologist or his nurse and be examined to see if anything new has come up. Now, my skin cancer was on my back, and I will admit that it was pretty pretty weird feeling to look at your back laying in a tray in a doctor's office. So one of the things I want to do today is to talk to you guys about ways that you don't wind up seeing parts of your back or your body laying on a tray in a doctor's office. Okay? So I want to try to persuade you to do a few things here. They're simple, they're not real hard to get along with, and I think everybody can live with it. First off, let's take a look at some images of skin cancer. If you guys will just take one of those and pass them around. I've got some images up here on what skin cancer looks at. Now, mine, again, was on my back. I couldn't see it. My daughter is the one that said, hey, that looks weird, you need to get it checked out. And my wife chimed in later, yeah, that looks pretty bad. So within the next week, I was at the dermatologist, and he pretty much punched me a little hole, sent it off, and they said, oh yeah, we gotta do something with this. So skin cancer, you may want to make sure other people know what it looks like too, especially if it's something like on your back where you can't see it. So if you look at the little chart, the very first one up here talks about asymmetry, meaning if you take a round mole, you draw a line through it, it's pretty much equal on both sides, it's symmetrical. You can see that the other one over there is not symmetrical. It's all around. You can't get 2 even images off of it. Whether it's got a nice round even border. Now this one here happens to be exactly like the one on my back. That's exactly what it looked like up in there, was that particular little cancer there, where it's all kind of glopping around. Then we have the color. Moles and stuff that change color are also a problem. Okay, need to pay attention to them. The diameter, if it's smaller than 1/4 of an inch, or if it's larger than 1/4 of an inch, that is a big deal in the skin cancer. And then you get over here to whether it's evolving, meaning is it moving, is it getting bigger, is it drawing other stuff in there too, is it changing? Now that one right there has also a nasty effect that it also bleeds and oozes. Okay, so having looked at a few of these and watching you guys look around at your arms, I want to point out a few things you can do not to wind up with one of these lovely little pictures on your body. First off, sunscreen. Nice, simple, not really expensive, but hey, you want at least a 30 or higher sunscreen. I use a 50, stays in the door of my truck. When I get out, I'm outside and stuff, I'm putting that on my face at least. Okay? Clothing. Particular clothing I'm wearing is a Columbia shirt, which actually has an SPF rating of 50. All right? So with the sleeves able to roll down, I can cover up my arms back up in there. Okay? And now I've only got my hands exposed out to the sun, which, let's see. Long pants versus short pants. Okay? I wear long pants a lot more than I used to. Okay? Trying to keep the legs and stuff out of the sun more and more. Your eyes also need some protection. The fact that sunglasses need to have UV protection on the sunglasses so that they don't come in there and give you problems. Because you can wind up with cataracts from the UV exposure to the sun. But not all UV is just sun. You have a 75% more probability, chance, whatever you want to say, of getting sun cancer if you're one of those people that uses the tanning beds. So if you're in a tanning bed, you might want to consider stop using tanning beds, because again, that's a 75% larger increase in tanning beds. Now, basically in our society, I'm the #1 risk factor in that. Male over 50. That's the #1 people with a chance of getting it. All right. Oddly enough, it's almost 2 to 1 male over female. So the females wind up with, like if it's 3,000, it's 6,000 versus 3,000. So you're 50% less chance, males are 50% more. All right. In our way we've changed right now, the Youth, 25 to 30, we don't call them youth, but the kids in the range of 25 to 30, the number one skin cancer in that age group is, number one cancer in that age group is skin cancer. All right. So if you think it can't happen to you just because you're not 50 or older, you need to consider that the number one cancer in that age group is skin cancer. All right. Sun and UV exposure also leads to premature aging of your skin. All right. So the wrinkling up, stuff like in there. All right. Now in my household, my wife has had probably 15 or 20 things removed from her because she came from the days and living in Daytona Beach of, hey guys, pass me the baby oil. All right? There was no sunscreen. She passed out with the baby oil. All right? So she's paying for that now with all the stuff that's being cut off of there. So I'm trying to convince you guys that covering up, even staying out of the sun. Mr. Miyagi and Karate Kid said, hey, best way to not get hit by a punch is don't be there. So if you don't have to be in the sun, don't be in the sun. If you have to be in the sun and control your time, before 10 and after 2 o'clock are the best times to be out there. That's the lowest direct UV radiation caused by the sun. All right? Wearing hats, sunglasses, sunscreen, staying out of the sun, it's all up to you. So whether you guys decide to just ignore it and go on and not care, or whether you guys decide that maybe the idea of covering up a little more, wearing sunscreen, wearing sunglasses would be a good idea, that's totally within your own control.